So if you are weak in programming and you don't really understand Python or pseudocode very well, so this recording is actually for you. So we are trying to go through this scenario exam question, and we will try without going into too much details of programming to know how to get more marks, how to maximize the amount of marks that we can get from this scenario question. So so this exam have a list of variables. The first thing that we need to do, we have a standard procedure that we need to follow. The first thing we need to do is actually to list down all the variable names that we have here, because we are going to use them later, okay? So we will go through a series of steps without even trying to understand a lot about this exam question. So this procedure, we are able to make it, to adapt it to every scenario question. So we are not targeting this scenario question specifically. But of course, because we have an exam question here, so we will go through step by step how to solve it, okay? So most of the exam questions actually are built around standard algorithms that come in the IGCSE. For example, validation algorithm, sorting algorithm, indexing algorithm, or searching algorithm. So this is, if we are able to adapt those, then we are able to score a lot of marks from the 15 mark scenario question. So this is a floor company that have up to 100 customer, and we have one dimension array that's called customer. So we need to list these customers a variable name that will carry one, that is actually 1D array. So a 2D array is quotations, and it will store a lot of data here, as we can see, okay? Let us talk about this data later. We talk about little bit by little bit. So we need to list quotations as the second variable that we have here in the exam question. Okay, what about here? So the floor measurement, which is the room length and the room width, are taken into meters. So it means that we need to take inputs as a room length and room width. And all of floors are rectangles, and room measurement must be between 1.5 and 10 meters. So if you see the decimal point, so definitely you will know that you cannot use int to convert the input that you take from the user. You have to use float instead, because that is a decimal point. Okay, so that's the first thing. So this always come in every scenario question. So he say that the index of the customer data is the same in both arrays. So for example, a customer named in index 4 of customers correspond to index 4 in quotations. So we know that already. I mean, this is clear. If you ever see any exam question before, any scenario exam question, this is exactly the same. Okay, so this is something new here, that he give you a table and he asks you to actually initialize two arrays with the data from here, from this. So he give you two 1D arrays, wood type and price, and he asks you actually to initialize those two from the data here. And that is very easy, okay? We will go through step by step into the procedure. Now, have a look. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go through the entire exam question, and we need to list down all the variables and name used, okay? And then we need to search in the requirement for all the standard algorithm used: input, validation, search, finding minimum or maximum, averaging, counting, or totaling. Validation, of course, that is the thing that we will start with. So to find or identify the list of standard algorithm, you need to search this portion. So this is a feature that he requests from you, and from there, you are actually going to search for standard algorithm. So when he say input a new username and room length and room width, and check each measurement is valid. So this is a validation algorithm. So this is an example of finding standard algorithms that you are able to modify. Okay, so we base our procedure here in the standard procedure we're going to create for answering any scenario question in actually memorizing all the standard algorithm. We have to memorize them. We have to memorize all the standard algorithm by heart. So once he mentioned any of the standard algorithm, we need to list it down immediately and start to modify it a little bit as much as we can using the variable names that is listed here in the exam question. Okay, so definitely there will be mistakes. Okay, but they will ignore minor logic mistakes. So follow me in the next recording.